Hi, my name's Frank with Decal Domain, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to apply a window decal to this 2023 Honda Pilot. Stay tuned. Okay, so I just want to take a second and apologize if this video seems like it takes a little while. I just want to do a super in-depth install, step by step, so that way, if you want to tackle this yourself, you can. I always recommend getting these professionally installed, but I admire you if you want to go and take a shot at this yourself. And please, if you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments or email me at sales@decaldomain.com, or you can reach out to me on whatever platform you bought these decals on. Okay, so we got the decal out of the box. Do the shipping and everything like that. It could have a little bit of waviness to it. That's totally normal. So to get rid of that waviness, what we're going to do is pull back this transfer tape. Okay, so after you've peeled it back, I just want to go over something real quick. There's three different pieces to this decal. The backing paper, which is what the vinyl was stuck on before it got cut out. The vinyl itself, this is the sticky side, so I'm not going to touch it. And this almost transparent is called transfer tape. So what I just did was peeled back the transfer tape with the vinyl, left the backing paper there. So what we're going to be doing is getting rid of the air that got trapped in shipping. So I'm going to take my squeegee, and this is just like kind of how you're going to apply it later on the car. So this is actually some good practice. And what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that this decal is laying as flat as possible because it's going to make your install easier. So it may have come with like, what when they refer to the t-shirts, they call them bacon. So this might have had a little bit of bacon to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of here. Okay. So again, just like I did the first half, I'm going to pull up this part of the vinyl. And all I'm doing, remember, we're just flattening it out. So we're just pulling it up, kind of resetting it almost, if you will. Trying to make it like it just came fresh out of the plotter and is ready to go on the vehicle. So see how I'm not doing one big area at a time. I'm just chopping it down. I'm just chopping it down. Now I'm at the stars. I'm going to just kind of work my way to the corner. Again, we're just resetting this vinyl, just getting it ready to go onto the vehicle. So there we have it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do before we take it over to the vehicle is tape it. This is the tape I like using. It's 3M Scotch number 2020. I've just had the best use with it. It doesn't seem like it's too sticky or not sticky enough, so that's why I really like this stuff. I'm going to tape it roughly in the middle. I might go off to one side or the other, and you'll see why in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead, grab some tape. All right, grab some tape, and I'm going to just go like this. So you're going to want to leave some overhanging like so. The reason for that is so that the tape can stick to the vehicle when you're ready for it to. Okay, here's a little trade secret I'm going to let you in on. What you're going to want to do is take a little piece of tape like this. See how I just rolled it up and stuck it to itself? So now the sticky side is out, and I'm just going to place it right here. Okay, and you can push it down. This is the transfer tape, so you can't really hurt this side. So the tape on it, everything's fine. So now that we have it taped up with our little secret, we're going to go ahead and go over to the vehicle and get ready to install it. Okay, so now that we went ahead and got the decal all ready, now we're going to go ahead and get the vehicle ready. I'm going to be using invisible glass today. Any glass cleaner, anything with alcohol that's going to quickly dry is all that matters. You do not want this window wet at all, and obviously you don't want it dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it off real quick. Okay, so we've got our decal ready. Now we've got our window ready. So now we are ready to install the decal. I have it right here, taped up just like it was on the table. And what you're going to want to do now is roughly line this up. Okay, so something you can do to help you get this lined up properly, because you're going to want to double check it. Obviously, you can't see through the backing paper, so you just kind of have to go based off of where you can see the vinyl on the outside. So once you get it centered this way, you can just go ahead and throw some of that tape up there, and now you can kind of swivel this to really perfect it. So I'm just going to go ahead. You can pull it back like this, check it. Okay, yep, it's not going to overhang there. These patterns should not overhang if they are placed properly. So once we have it where we want it, we're going to go ahead and just lock in this tape. So now look, I can just let go, no problem. Now the decal is just staying on the vehicle by itself. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel back the transfer paper with the vinyl, leave the paper again, and this tape's going to stick somewhere over here. Even if it's on the transfer tape, it's not a big deal. And that way we can have both of our hands when it's time to cut the backing paper away. Okay, now that we have the window decal taped onto the car, staying in place, you're going to go ahead and grab your squeegee and a pair of scissors to cut the backing paper. Let's go ahead and install this decal. Okay, so not only does the tape hold it onto the vehicle, it gives you a good stopping point to stop pulling off the vinyl. So now, like I said, we're going to pull off the vinyl and transfer paper until we hit that tape, roughly. It doesn't need to be exact. So now, since that piece of tape was put on our decal, we can go hands-free and cut this backing paper where we need to. Go ahead and grab my scissors. All right, so be careful with this. Obviously, scissors your car, you don't want to mess it up. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just try to cut as straight a line as possible. Try to avoid hitting the vinyl as you do this. If you do, it is not the end of the world by any means. Okay, now that I cut my backing paper, I went ahead and just kind of cleaned off all the little white papers from the cutting it with the scissors. Not a big deal at all, but you don't want that to get in your vinyl because you can't lift this up and get stuff out and put it back down. Once it's down, it's down. So now with that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back off the other side of the window. Now I'm going to take my squeegee. I'm going to try to give you a good angle here. I'm going to take my squeegee now, and I'm just going to do little chops, just like we were before. You're not doing one area. You're not doing too much of one area at a time. I'm going to go ahead and take this tape off before I hit it. Okay. Now that the tape's off, I can push there. Slow and steady. It's not a race. Slow and steady. Okay. Okay, so now that we've gone ahead and pushed this side out, I'm just going to take my squeegee and just run it on all of those lines just to really make sure they're stuck, ready to go. Okay, perfect. Okay, now that we know that that side is on for sure, I'm going to go ahead and start this tape. And I'm just going to pull it back until I feel it give way, like that. See how it just, once it releases, let it go. That way it's just kind of floating. Again, just pull. Oh, that's okay. Okay, pull it back. Boom. All right. So now that we went ahead and took this tape off, I'm going to flip this back. and I'm going to pull off the backing paper. Okay, so now that I've pulled off the rest of the backing paper, just make sure this tape obviously isn't sticking, and you're going to switch hands. Now the other key part here is always make sure you're doing your best to pull the vinyl without persuading it. So if I pull it up really high, it's going to cause a pivot. So I just want to put enough tension just to make sure it's just floating over the vehicle. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do what we did on the other side. I'm just going to slowly just chop it down. You don't want to tap out one area unevenly, like past it. Like if I tap this out over here, it's never going to work. So I'm just going to go ahead, again, slow and steady, up and down, just working my way back and forth, not getting too ahead of myself. Okay, slow and steady. Now I know I'm just working up to this corner, so I'm just gonna work it up, keep working it to the corner, slow and steady, not letting any one part of it get too ahead of itself. Okay, now that we went ahead and we got the decal fully tapped out on the glass, fully installed, again, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just kind of going over it. The part I just did, and the first part, you just can't squeegee it too much. You're not gonna hurt it. And what this is gonna do is get all that air out. If there's any air there, it's gonna get it out of there. Okay, now that I've made sure that this decal is fully installed and I've ran my squeegee over it multiple times, now it is time to remove the transfer paper and it's going to leave behind the decal. So I'm just going to start in this corner. And the trick here is to pull it roughly like a 45-degree angle. It doesn't need to be perfect. And you're just kind of watching everything as you pull, just making sure everything's tapped out, making sure everything's staying down. Once you get to the tape, just make sure it's not attached to the vehicle anymore. So just pulling nice and slow, just keeping keep scanning up and down as you're pulling, making sure it's not pulling anything. Okay, so before I give it the final wipe down, I just kind of wanted to show you how you handle, little bubbles like that. Here's another one right here. Just take your squeegee and just push it out. And there you have it, a step-by-step guide on how to install a window decal on your quarter window. Like I mentioned before, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or email me personally at sales@decaldomain.com. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.